the fall of 2013, it was full-on war. And the Federal Trade Commission sent 20 people to our scheduling conference, letting my lawyer know they're very upset about the book. That was fine with us. And then we moved on to their next stage of Attack LabMD. They had the shock and awe of subpoenaing 40 people. You could just see them torch the reputation of the company. By this point, I had to go to House Oversight, not to ask for help, because Congress really isn't going to intervene like that. But I wanted to educate them on how the agencies they empowered actually behave. They have to see more and more examples of this. They have to hear more and more stories. While the company had to wind down operations in January 2014, and sadly everyone lost their jobs, I still had the rare opportunity to be able to fight back. They couldn't really destroy me personally, so this was an obligation to let people know. At that point, a miracle happened. An insider actually called my cell phone, identified himself as someone that used to work at Tyversa, who just recently left days before, because he was not going to lie under oath to the federal government. He alleged that he knew I had been sued for defamation, that he knew the company was closed, he felt terrible about it, and the allegations made under oath to the government were not true, that the files were not out there in cyberspace at different IP addresses, and it was made up. In deposition testimony, we found out that when the Federal Trade Commission approached Tyversa to get the names of companies that had files that they had found, that Tyversa had refused. They did not want to be involved in this, and so to circumvent direct accountability, the Federal Trade Commission was fine with and allegedly suggested that Tyversa form a third corporation as a shell pass-through. This company was called the Privacy Institute. The Federal Trade Commission funneled files from Tyversa through this company, then wrote a letter to all those 86 corporations about a peer-to-peer network vulnerability, which they never confirmed. They just took Tyversa's word for it. This is terrifying that the government would lie and misrepresent where they're getting evidence and not verify it and then destroy a medical facility. But in fact, that's what happened. And when that went to Congress, that's what launched an investigation, because this now was greater than LabMD. This involved misinformation about President Obama's Marine One helicopter plans being found in Iran, about Supreme Court Justice Breyer's personal information. Oversight wanted to get immunity for the insider, and it was politically blocked. Then, what was amazing was that the judge wrote to the Justice Department, and the Justice Department granted criminal immunity during the testimony. The story certainly doesn't end now, but so much has been achieved. We have a congressional investigation ongoing. We've got the FTC on notice. We have an insider with criminal immunity. We've got a book that's got incredibly good reviews. I've had a lot of media appearances, but the main motivation is social change, legal change, so that we understand that the separation of powers have been completely disregarded in the agencies. Ironically, with all the cyber crime that's happening, this agency, the Federal Trade Commission, is making us less safe. They're spending time on bullying organizations instead of working with private enterprise and solving the problem of cybersecurity. Hopefully you've enjoyed this saga. You can learn more about it at thedevilinsidethebeltway.com. Hopefully this will turn into a happy ending.